Welcome back to American Trends on your Monday night. I'm not even a sports fan, but that game last night, the Super Bowl, was exciting. So many close calls. And joining us tonight, we have Kate Delaney, the sports princess, and author of Invade the Man Cave, Sports Secrets Guys Don't Share. Kate, thanks for hanging out with us tonight on American Trends.
Renee, happy to be here.
Well, tell us about the highlights and the lowlights. I know you analyze all kinds of sporting events. You've interviewed thousands of people. Did this game have you at the edge of your seat?
It had me at absolutely from the get-go. It had me at the edge of my seat. Number one, Renee, I'll let you in on a little secret. I am from Philadelphia, so the entire time my phone, which I have here by my side, it just went dead because my family was tweeting me, blowing it up. It was insane. And it was a crazy game because of the back and forth nature of it. As you mentioned, you know, you had the drama at the tail end of it where the Philadelphia Eagles make an incredible drive with just 2 minutes and change to go. And Nick Foles, who's the backup quarterback, ends up being the MVP and throws for 300 yards. And Tom Brady with a chance to bring the team back. Tom Brady fumbles. That was really the play of the game. The fact that Brandon Graham was able to snap that up, and that changed the fate for Philadelphia, because Philadelphia fans are always waiting for the other shoe to drop, and they thought it was going to drop again. But because of that fumble, that really helped put them closer to now what is their first Super Bowl.
Hey, I got to say, being from Philadelphia, you must be pinching yourself today.
Oh, I am. Are you kidding me? Everybody wants me to get on a plane after this interview, get home, and go to that parade on South Street. And I'm not the only one pinching myself in Philadelphia and coming to Philadelphia, because check this out. There's these Bud Light commercials where they say, "Dilly, dilly." I'm sure you've heard them, Renee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a whole joke about that where one of the players said, "Hey, we're going to win the Super Bowl in 2017, and I'm going to buy a Bud for everybody in Philly." Well, guess what? It happened, and Bud Light, or Bud, the company, the parent company, said, "We're going to buy everyone in Philly a beer." So at that parade, if you walk into any bar or tavern or any restaurant that serves Bud Light, they're going to let you buy, they're going to give you a Bud Light on them, the first one.
Okay, that is epic. That is incredible. Kate Delaney, now all of our viewers are moving to Philly.
Exactly, which is why I have to hurry up and scramble once I get done this radio show and get on a plane and dilly-dilly to Philly. So
there you go. Hey, there was one play, I'm not a sports fan. I was sitting at this party next to my husband. I'm like, what does this play mean? But what really had my heart, in my hands was the play where the Eagles, it looked like they made a touchdown, and then the referees were evaluating the call. Was it a touchdown? Did he take too many steps? That play to me was incredible.
It was incredible, and smart of you to realize, admitting you're not a football fan, but realizing how pivotal that was. That was with that 2-minute time frame left, and that Zach Ertz that you see right now, all the viewers, diving over the line for the touchdown. What was in question was whether he was running with the ball, because if he hadn't been ruled a runner, they would have said that that wasn't a touchdown. And of course, at that time, when you're out of downs, you're at your fourth down, then that would mean Philadelphia wouldn't have anything that they could have done differently. It would have been just a kick, and it would have made a big difference in that game. In fact, they probably would have lost it.
Okay, thank you for explaining that to me. My husband couldn't even make that make sense, so now I know. If he had been, they found that he was running with the ball. If he hadn't been, it wouldn't have counted.
Absolutely, because he would have been ruled a wide receiver, and then he wasn't running toward the goal, to get over into the end zone. And the rules are flaky. There's no question about it. And I bet they change it in the offseason, the rules committee. But it did count. So thank goodness. I think all of Philadelphia would have protested.
Absolutely. All right, Tom Brady, do you think it's time for him to hang up his cleats?
I don't think it's time. I still think he has at least another Super Bowl in him. He almost pulled this one out. He is Captain Fantastic and Magic. And, at 40 years old, look, the guy, he'll never drink a beer. He doesn't eat anything that's not great for his body. He's a machine. He is not like a 40-year-old. And I still think he has a couple of years. In fact, if I were going to make a bet on it, I say he lasts to about 44.
Okay. And would that be one of the older quarterbacks in history?
Yeah, he wouldn't be the oldest, but he would certainly be one of the older quarterbacks. And you have some quarterbacks like Vinny Testaverde that played into, 42, 43, but he could end up setting the record for being the oldest. And let's face it, he may go down as the greatest quarterback of all time. He has 5 Super Bowls already under his belt. If they had won last night, it would have been 6.
So do you think the Patriots dynasty has shifted a bit, or is it over?
Oh, I don't think it's over unless there's a shakeup in the front office. And my sources, which I'll reveal to you, tell me there is trouble between Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft because they traded the backup quarterback to San Francisco, Jimmy Garoppolo, and that really infuriated Bill Belichick. So there's a little tension there, but I still think that triangle of the incredible owner, Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick, the coach, and Tom Brady, the Super Bowl winning quarterback, is going to stay intact somehow. And I think that will lead to more Super Bowl wins. Maybe 1, maybe 2, I'm not sure, but I guarantee at least 1 more.
We talked about the commercials, the Bud Light one, hilarious. What did you think about the Tide commercials?
I liked the Tide commercials. I thought they were clever. The first one I watched, I wasn't really sure where they were going with it. And then when I realized, I couldn't believe it. I thought, wow, this is brilliant. And then they kept that scenario going. I thought that was excellent. And one of the commercials, Renee, that didn't get mentioned that I thought was spectacular, and maybe it's because of her attitude and how she pulled it off, I thought the Jack in the Box commercial with Martha Stewart was really clever.
Oh, I did too, especially when she took off her earrings. She's like, hey, you want to go?
Absolutely. And I thought, wait, they can't have her sock this guy in the head, can they? But I thought it was great. And then she puts that nose back on. That was a stroke of brilliance. Because remember, there's a lot of pressure on the ad guys to get it right because they're spending $5 million plus on NBC for a 30-second spot.
Absolutely. Which commercial, just in your opinion, tanked?
Ooh, what commercial tanked? I thought the whole pull at my heartstrings, the whole homeless idea was good, but I think there wasn't enough time to flush that out. Remember that commercial? And they've already been sort of running little vignettes of it. Toyota did something toward the charitable run too, and I just didn't work for me. And I guess it needed a little bit more time because it didn't make enough sense to me.
Absolutely. Kate Delaney, the sports princess, thank you so much for talking to us. Hey, girl, hop on that plane first class, grab your free beer in Philly, and thanks for hanging out with us tonight on America Trends.
Renee, thank you. Anytime.
We'll be right back on America Trends after this.
Ouch! 80% of us suffer from low back pain. Finally, there's a fast, easy, and effective way to help relieve low back pain in just minutes a day. Introducing Low Back Tracks. So effective, it's FDA cleared for relief of spinal degenerative joint disease, herniated discs, muscle spasms, spinal stenosis, low back pain, and even sciatica.
Hi, I'm Lori Grenier. I'm an inventor and entrepreneur, but many of you may know me as a shark on Shark Tank. I found Low Back Tracks because I had a loved one in pain, and I was so happy it really helped them. That's why I had to bring it to all of you, so now you can